All right, welcome back. Thank you for joining me. We're going to jump into a quick reading for Sagittarius. We'll see if there's any important messages that need to be delivered from the highest teams of love and light for Sag. Are you overcoming certain people? I think you're overcoming blocks, it looks like, Sagittarius. Ladder, climbing towards success. First card out. Crowning a reading. Fair woman, so maybe you've been very fair in your dealings with people, or you're innocent or something like that. This could be in your relationship specifically, Sagittarius. Or you could be meeting a fair woman or somebody who's going to be fair with you. Yeah, this could be somebody who could develop into a friendship with, or maybe a friend is coming in because you've been so fair, or it's like good karma. There could be something about a new position. You could be maturing as well. Or there could be somebody who is mature around you that wants to help you, or that you're learning through. Confirmation sounds outside, it looks like. Anyways, Sagittarius, people and placements. Yeah, I think whatever was like blocking, it's like certain doors. Yeah, you could have been dealing with idiotic people around you that you're closing out cycles with, it seems, or maybe you were acting stupidly in the past and you're becoming more wise and discerning yourself. So, anything else for Sag? Someone could have left your life. This could have been something that was really based on sexual hard promiscuity. So maybe there's something here about that kind of thing. Yeah, maybe there's something about I think you're actually just really removing any blocks that have been blocking you. This could be like a lack of clarity maybe to do with other people, or maybe realizing that you don't need anybody to kind of forge your own path in life. But let's go ahead and pull some extra messages. I'm going to use this deck, Sagittarius. Yeah, something could have been holding you back almost. Could have been holding back your stability or independence, Nine of Pentacles energy, or you could be meeting somebody as independent as you. More, you could be working on that. Yeah, something was like stalling your momentum. There was a lot of burdens, maybe even potentially. Could be like you were realizing that this was really holding you back for no reason. Could have been a love situation, Gemini situation, doesn't have to be. Sagittarius. You're letting go of something. Yeah, the Fool, new beginning. It's like you're not letting things block a new beginning anymore. There's been a big change in your emotional, like how you process emotions, or maybe your base emotional state. Maybe you've matured emotionally as well. You could be closing out major cycles. You could be detaching for something for your own personal happiness. Maybe something wasn't aligned, it wasn't bringing you happiness, it was actually depleting you. Could have been to do with a Taurus or a commitment. Doesn't have to be. There's some kind of ending here, Scorpio energy here. You could be working more on your career. Of course, if this is not your reading, please don't take it. But it looks like you're seeing something clearly, especially about your emotions. You could be looking towards the future. What's your advice for Sagittarius from the highest teams of love and light? Angel Michael, guardians and guides. Ooh, your advice, the Emperor, first card out. Maybe somebody wants to reveal something to you, or you're seeing a masculine clearly, or you're actually becoming the Emperor in your own life. Yeah, Queen of Cups, enter with the Empress. Wow, powerful cards here. The Emperor, the Empress, the Ace of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. So, maybe you're just not being as much of like a lover girl or something like that. Like maybe something was rooted in like insecurities or something like that. And I see you aligning with a timeline that fits who you are now. Yeah, there's something about aligning yourself with the Wheel of Fortune, like divine timings that play towards these new beginnings. This could be happening like slowly but surely, bit by bit. These could be through contracts, people around you, just new ways of interacting with the world. Could be new ideas, new passions, Ace of Wands. That's your advice. So let's get you a Kali, Sagittarius. It's a beautiful card. 18 here. 13 showed itself, 17. With luminous grace, she plays her way into our heart, softening hardness and despair, awakening remembrance of light, love, and joy. No matter what you've experienced, your heart shall be cleansed and released from ugliness, sorrow, and pain. Negative karmic legacies will be cleared. Our divine sister goddess invites you to recognize her golden restorative beauty shining within your heart. Cultivate that which is worthy of such beauty, for this is your essential nature. Gracefully release all else with dignity. So there could be just like an easy kind of relaxed kind of vibe with you right now about the choices that you're making, which is also what the Lover's card can represent. The choices on where you're putting your energy with the Ace of Wands, or what new ideas ideas you're coming up with. The third of the Mahavidya wisdom goddesses, Lolita Tripura Sundari, is the divine mother manifesting as light, playfulness, and beauty. In the Shakti Tantras, or scriptures of the divine feminine, there are two schools. One school celebrates Kali as the primordial origin, yet the other worships Lolita. As such, they are both two faces of one divine mother. Lolita doesn't compete with Kali; she's the boon-giving brightness. Right? It's kind of the same flip of the coin. Lolita's presence in a reading is a reminder to play. Her sadhana, or practice, asks us to cleanse, to heal our minds, so that we don't become consumed or overwhelmed by the suffering or ugliness happening in our world without denying the dark side of human nature. We look through the inner eye to see what's happening at a spiritual level. We look for the inner spiritual truth. We find divine beauty. That is the courage, kindness, selflessness, generosity, love, strength that humans develop and express in response to their problems, right? Because we all have like divine destinies playing out. It's interesting that we're all just basically stories, right? We're all just kind of like characters on a play. And we come back to play different characters. Lolita is the power to recondition the mind away from agony and into delight. This doesn't require changing the world, but rather seeing it differently. Instead of seeing humanity as victimized, weak, ego-driven, or wounded, we affirm humanity as a collective, spiritually brave souls willing to incarnate and grow during a challenging time of spiritual obscuration on Earth. I'm really realizing lately how beautiful the mess is, like the fact that life is so beautifully creative. There is a divine beauty in such boldness of spirit. Internally, we shift from despair to awe, changing our chemistry along with our consciousness. As that takes place, we begin to vibrate energetically at a higher frequency. Challenges are recognized as the means through which blessings are activated. The mindset of the warrior fighting against darkness shifts into the mindset of the priestess, facilitating an increasing presence of spiritual light on Earth. Same world, same circumstances, different approach. Because I think a lot of like dichotomy or like, binarism, I don't know how you would say it, like duality, I guess. Because really everything is one, right? So it's like, we kind of have to work together with everything. Approach, interpretation, and response, which in turn leads to a different experience and future for us all. I think it's when it's repressed that's when it goes awry. Like when people are scared of their power, and then we have nice people not doing anything to change the world, whereas we have mean people who are too much in the other extreme, completely ego-driven and lack any sort of like kindness or empathy or anything. So it's kind of like you have to balance both. But yeah, sometimes we need the darkness, the feistiness of Kali and the warrior spirit. Yeah, other times the lightness of heart, the delighted mind, and the buoyancy of spirit is what opens the way for life to happen. We need both light, night, and day. I find like if artists only painted like pretty little pictures and like there was no kind of depth or like rawness or realness or empowerment in the work, it'd be so bland and vapid and fake and like it's all illusions and lies. It's like the marketing of like during, I guess you would say, like, I don't know, when I assume Nazi Germany had a lot of marketing in their time where they were like spewing kind of like, oh, it's like a perfect little world. And like, I don't know, it's like creepy, it's kind of giving Lord Farquaad. Give due honor to the brightness of light, especially if we have been dealing with a lot of darkness. But yeah, anyways, there's of course balance. Do your work to orient yourself, to shift your inner being to be ready for her. Interesting. What would it be like to dispense with worry and dwell within a continual infusion of golden grace? This is the way of Lolita. Be open to experiences of rest, pleasure, and beauty, which elevates your frequency and helps you discover new solutions to old issues. Lolita helps the mind break free from poverty consciousness, which is like a lack mentality, thinking that you always have to push, 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 do more, be more. We're literally in a waning moon phase right now, so it's not the time. And belief in lack. Inner healing and transformation manifest through playful energies. We become able to find delight and joy once more. Tripura translates as 3 cities and refers to the triple goddess as Virgin, Bala, fertile woman, Sundari, and Crone by Ravi. And it's kind of like the Morgan. I think she has 3 faces, or the Ladies of Fate. In a reading, this oracle indicates a change so radical and profound it's irreversible. A previous chapter of your life is truly closing and will not be reopened. So this is kind of like that last final kind of grieving, letting go, tying up any loose ends, coming to the last final closure, releasing, the ashes of the past. Everything's recycled. Everything's new life. Nothing ends, really, honestly. I don't know. Life is just constant change, isn't it? This will be, I think the universe is constant change. This will be reason for celebration, for the intervention of Lolita in our lives brings only delight, joy, and happiness and fulfillment. At the same time, there are certain chapters that you've been waiting likely to open, right? Like if you've been a chapter of like stagnancy, you're probably waiting to open a chapter of, buoyancy or movement. Whatever you need to release right now shall create space for what is divinely destined for you to manifest through grace. I think that letting go takes time. I don't think it's like instant, you just drop everything and it's gone for, like, I think it's like a cleaning process. It's like little bit by bit. Over time, right? Sometimes it just works that way. If you're going to do a renovation, it's not done instantly. You shall awaken true inner beauty. You shall enjoy a change of pace and a release from intensity. Open your heart and orient your mind towards the golden era. So there could be something about your nervous system like recalibrating itself as well to like accommodate these new timelines or shifts or energies coming in, especially with all this new energy and new timelines. Especially maybe you're practicing closing your eyes, saying, when I open my eyes, I will be in the timeline where this is happening. Now for whatever you want, you know what I mean? Even healing, you can do that. Like when I open my eyes, God will be healing and repairing any and all issues. and you open your eyes and now you're in that new timeline, right? So you might notice that, the next day you feel a lot better or whatever if you are dealing with anything. So let's go ahead and jump into, I want to get some, I'm going to get an animal. Sagittarius. Could be seeing bees or birds. Maybe lynxes. Okay, rabbits. Squirrel. Preparation. Yeah, preparing yourself. That's cool. Maybe for greater wealth, greater security. There could be a sense of fearlessness even. To ensure sustenance through the winter, the squirrel buries nuts, hiding them from other squirrels and predators. Chestnuts, small nuts that grow into large, productive trees, are symbols of abundance. So there could be something that takes time to grow as well. Together, the squirrel and the chestnut remind us careful preparation yields riches. You have prepared well and can enjoy the fruits of your labor. So there could be something about your karma coming around or seeds you've already planted in the past. Your resourcefulness and foresight are rewarded. So you could have been had the foresight to see something or be more resourceful, or maybe you are beginning to do that. Am I prepared for the future? Have I been working hard to achieve my goals? So maybe you're realizing what your goals actually are. Because we did see something about that coming out of maybe people distracted you. It's kind of giving if you're doing really well in your life, I know a lot of Sagittarius is Britney Spears and Miley Cyrus, they kind of judge them for being crazy, but at the same time, taking on that much success at such a young age, or so much, how many greedy people are probably around those people that try to influence them or get them into partying or drugs or just to use them or steal from them. It's at that level, you have to prepare yourself for that immense amount of power. And of course, if you're not used to it, it's like those people that they say when you get a lottery win, most people lose it because they don't know how to manage money. It's actually a curse more than a blessing. It could fuck those people's lives up more so than actually give them a blessing. So there's something about slow and steady growth here, like the trees of the ring of the trees that grows every season over years and years and years, that builds a strong, thick kind of base. So maybe there's something about that here. Or timing. We did see the Wheel of Fortune, so there is something here about timing. Anything else for Sag before I move into juicy messages? Self-care, beautiful. Ace of Cups, we do see a new relationship to the self here. Yeah, moving away from lack or self-doubts. Sagittarius. This could be a Cancer masculine, or you could be making decisions from a more strong place. Yeah, this was people around you, or words, or gossip, or just... I think you've had to close off to something almost. What is this about? To form a solid structure, it's like you've had to defend something. Yeah, especially from external forces. This could be people from past lives or things that were depleting you, or maybe you had to see the truth of these situations or transcend. Interesting. Higher self activation. Wow. Conflict in the reverse. You could be not even interacting in conflicts. Your higher selves could be talking to other people's higher selves, or there's just something about that maybe. Just, yeah, healing the inner child. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Okay, let's get into juicy messages and we'll close out. From their highest ancestors, teams of love and light for the highest timeline, Sagittarius, Angel Michael, messages for Sagittarius people and placements from the highest teams of love and light. Sorry. Somebody could have been looking to use you for money or siphon you or keep you trapped. It's kind of like they tried to make Britney Spears a victim, right? To take all her, to say that she was crazy, right? While they were driving her crazy so that they could take all her money, right? And use it and buy mansions or whatever else. All because they were basically jealous and wanted her wealth and fame or whatever. So, and Miley Cyrus went on that TV show Black Mirror, right, where she plays that character where it's basically talks about a manager or an aunt or a family figure that pushes Miley Cyrus's character too hard, just for the money, basically, and basically forces her as a slave. It's really trafficking almost. But yeah, anyways, they are going to make you a victim. So I don't think it's working. It was in the reverse in the past. So this could have been something from the past. It says just wants you to not meet your soulmate. So this could be, just be careful of that, right? Your soulmate could be connecting with you already, spiritually. They deal with children, so if you need a confirmation of that, I would protect any children from this person anyways. Show up and do it. So just keep showing up. Stay connected to your purpose. Yeah, stay really strong and tethered into that. Constantly ask to be realigned with God, or if you, whatever you need, God has, right? So you can pray to make the connection stronger. You can pray ask Him to show you something. Ask Him to show you something beautiful in your day to show that the connection is strong, or to ask Him to make the connection stronger. Ask Him to keep you more on your purpose or path, and things like that. So pray for whatever you need. Shatabisha Nakshatra. So this could be somebody with Aquarius placements. I believe this is about. It can also be about North Node. Elements of creating things into reality, or it can also be about copying. Sometimes Aquarius placements can copy, I think. I think Shadow Bish is about that, at least, I believe. But don't quote me on that. Claire Nocti has a great YouTube channel. You can see your nakshatras in your own chart by going on Google, searching AstroSeek Sidereal Vedic birth chart, and entering your date of birth and everything like that, setting the location for the place that you're currently living, even if you've moved from where you are born, and set the time for the same moment of birth to the current place you're living. And you can scroll and see the nakshatras and see themes that play out in your life on her YouTube channel. I am making progress every day. I love it. They wanted to isolate you and keep you in the house. So there's something about, making sure that you are following that purpose, manifesting opportunities, continuing to work with your spirit team, solve the issue/problem energetically at the root. So there is something here about, like, why are you invested in energies if you were that didn't serve you? Wouldn't you rather refocus your energy on things that do serve you, right? So anyways, discovering your powers. So that's great, like learning about energy work. Maybe watch your back, so you could be very much aware or perceptive as well at this time, or you could be making like wards or things like that could help. It's the small habits changed every day that lead to success. So you could be noticing you're shifting bit by bit. Maybe it's not like an instant kind of thing, but it's changing over time, and that's more sustainable. Don't resist transformation. Embrace new openly. Pray. So if you need help to anchor yourself in the new frequency, continue to pray for that. Your spirit team has been waiting for you to rise to power and trying to make you think you want them. Reconsider. Tried to steal/copy your idea and use it before you did. So could be an Aquarius, doesn't have to be, no offense. Don't underestimate the healing of stillness. So there is something here about, in that stillness, sometimes we think we have to go a million miles an hour, and it's actually when we slow right on down to a stop and keep it at a standstill that things can coalesce into form around us. We're not the one. It's kind of like if you're in the water constantly kicking up the dirt in the sand. It's like, yeah, shit's moving, but like now we're all confused. So let's just calm down. You know what I mean? And then when you stop moving your feet in the water, you notice the fish come towards you, kind of energy. So I don't know. Maybe this is a metaphor. But sexual harassment is all about power. So somebody could have wanted power over you, wanted to humiliate you, wanted to dominate, wanted to take something from you, and they could have done this through a means. This could be even just like if they wanted to use you, like if a family member wanted to keep you around or keep you in shame. A great way to shame somebody would to be abuse them, right? To incite trauma. Would be a great way to control someone and limit their own personal powers. There is something here about healing those wounds, calling your energy back could be really important. Like working with a shaman or healer or your spirit team, asking them to heal you, cut any cords, Angel Michael, whoever else you want to work with. Raphael is fantastic, I'm sure, as well. Yeah. Or I think Cassiel could also be one of them, because he rules over, I think, like people who are like have no one. And Santa Muerte, of course. I'm sure she helps as well. Didn't want you to see your ideas as good. So they wanted to literally take your ideas, crazy, plot to make you sick. So this could be mental illness, this could be poisoning, this could be, mental like shame, trauma, things like that, abuse of all sorts. So let's move on. Oh, we have another message. Yeah, it was right on top of a younger man. So this could be somebody immature, insecure. They didn't respect you before. So this is just somebody who's very, I heard narcissistic, so they could be idiotic. A lot of stupid people are not going to be able to see people properly because they're dumb themselves, right? So it's like, how do you expect someone stupid to see you, especially if you're cloaking yourself? If if you don't need to prove yourself. Anything else for Sag? Rewild. Butterflies here, beautiful. Here in the unknown, you find the essence of who you really are and what magic awaits. So let's go ahead and read that. Number 2, this could be about self-worth, money, attracting money towards you, breakthrough, transcendence, and profound change. We did see transcendence. The humble caterpillar melts itself down and rebuilds itself into a stunning butterfly. It's one of the most beautiful symbols of transformation the world's ever seen. And talk about an extreme makeover. The caterpillar essentially digests itself by releasing special enzymes within the chrysalis that dissolves the tissues into a soup of proteins that are then used to rebuild the body, forming its wings. It's giving Darth Vader legs and the rest of its anatomy. A caterpillar's willingness to completely break itself down is what leads to profound change. And I haven't seen Star Wars, but I believe that it was part of the prophecy or something like that, right? Like the fact that he was like, I don't know, there was some kind of prophecy in Star Wars. So anyways, a caterpillar's willingness to completely break itself down is what leads to profound change. It may be difficult, but it knows it's outgrown the current state and it's time to set itself free. We are on huge shifts astrologically. You are in the midst of a profound breakthrough and are about to transcend your understanding of who you were. They want me to tell you age of Aquarius, so understanding of who you were until this point. Spiritual signs come so rarely in the form of a huge flashing billboard, but in this case, you can expect something truly dramatic to shake up your way of being, and you can ask for dramatic signs as well. Whether or not this change is the result of a devastating event or happy coincidence is unknown at this point. Either way, your life will look completely different a year from now as a result of what happens in the coming months. I heard weeks as well. Pay special attention to synchronicities and dreams. As they appear to get your attention, they are confirmation that what is happening is meant for you, and you should continue to follow the threads. We do have a new moon approaching us on the 19th, I believe. Additionally, this card is validation of a desire to make a significant life change, and it means yes when asking yes or no questions. So 11, you could be seeing 11 a lot. It could be something about setting yourself free with rewilding here. Let the soul's gardens grow wild, setting yourself free and allowing mysteries to surprise you. So it's like breaking free of any kind of like karmic patterns, loops. This could be like allowing yourself to rise to new heights of your own power. Ah, that's funny. That's to 11 again. So very strong Aquarius energy. So being innovative, breaking free. I'm smelling cheese or tasting cheese. I don't know if you like somebody here eats cheese curds or something like that, or salt. You could be craving more salt lately or something like that. Make sure you're drinking a lot of water as we're going through these changes so your body can process and flow the energy out. Anyways, liberation, salvation, and being untamed. Liberation and salvation. Liberation and salvation. Okay. This could be about tapping into your own soul potential, your own creativity as well. At this time, your own leadership. This could be about love, romance, just happiness, joy. Really living in happiness and joy. Foxes could be relevant. Oh, I'm hearing church bells. Number 3 could also be relevant. I'm very blessed. God has very much blessed me, and amen. I prayed. The reason that God has blessed me is because I think it's because I prayed and I surrendered many years ago. Anyways, each person on our planet has genius hiding within them, waiting to be unleashed, and that's what Aquarius rules, right? Genius, divine inspiration, connection with the divine. That's why a lot of people with Aquarius placements tend to work as astrologers, because Capricorn represents math, but Aquarius represents like a step beyond that. It's like the math of the math. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It's just like timing, and Saturn rules time, right? And then we have Aquarius, which is like the father of Saturn. So it's like this divine chaos. Anyways. Brilliance isn't bound by convention, expectation, or perfection, or even rules. Your genius needs space to experience all versions of itself. You're being called to let your soul's garden grow wild. Don't be so quick to tidy up your corners or clean out the unwanted. So there's something here about not feeling like you have to release everything all at once, so that you have to you have to go now, tomorrow when you wake up, you've got to be like a supermodel. You have to be American Psycho type level, putting on your face creams or something. No, it's just like little tiny things. And you can still enjoy some of the quirkiness and the things from the past that formed you into the experiences of who you are. Weeds are also plants, many of which, like dandelion, are supportive and nurturing to the body. You might even notice that these things that you thought were really difficult or bad energies in your life could have formed you into a stronger version of yourself, and as such are a blessing. Your spiritual weeds offer you nourishment and guidance to help you better understand yourself. Your hardships and shortcomings may unlock a clever idea. I was thinking about this yesterday, I think. I was thinking about the fact that, you know how like abusers sometimes they'll be like, oh, you know what, you wouldn't have done that if I didn't, abuse you or whatever, or force you to go through those changes, right? And in a way, that's a slap in the face. But in another way, from a higher perspective, it's kind of true, isn't it? Like from a higher self perspective, and it's kind of right. I mean, if you think about everything from just like a higher self perspective, and you take your ego and your own personal pain stories out of it, it's kind of like, well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, would Miley of Cyrus have like come back as strong as she did after that breakup with Liam Hemsworth? But at the same time, he was the one ruining her life. So I don't know. She got rid of him, didn't she? And that's what it was really. It was really the bad energy being removed, and her having to remove the bad energy that forced her to come up in her career. And like, I don't know. Who knows? Anyways, but also like any artist, like you never like an artist that's like never gone through anything, that's like lived in their parents' basement and like has no experience of life and like has no depth to their character, hasn't gone through anything, hasn't changed, hasn't matured. People don't like those kind of people, and the art is not as deep, right? Whereas like somebody who's really experienced like things, I don't know, there's just a level of wisdom that comes with that, isn't there? Anyways, a shifting of your soul cycles may bring to light the ways you could experience more freedom and joy. Talents are often unlocked out of struggle and necessity, and a willingness to let your soul lead you. I think they said during World War II is when a lot of innovations came out and new technologies, because it was basically do or die at that point. So, dear God, amen. follow where you're being called to go. Don't question the journey or the meaning, as is simply Spirit's way of untaming you and sending you back to the wild so you can experience yourself in the freest way possible. You may feel called to go on a physical journey to a new land, or it could be purely symbolic, requiring to let go of who you thought you were or who you think you should be. Or it could be even be about like returning to an old sense of self. Consider journaling about how you would express, because maybe you've like created an identity where you thought that this is who I have to be, but then you're realizing, no, actually I was right. Consider journaling about how you would express yourself if you had no rules to follow, people to make proud, or expectations to live up to. So I'm going to end it there. I hope you liked it. Thanks for being here. Please hit like, subscribe, and get a personal through the Buy Me a Coffee link, or leave a tip through there. Best of luck. Take care and continue to partay, because it looks like you're going towards a new beginning.